Hey guys, overnight a bunch of Mattel reveals came out, so I'm excited to show them to you guys here and talk about them with you right now. But before we get into those, we do have a little bit of news from Nanmu. The very first thing that I have is this image of the upcoming Spinosaurus figure. Obviously it is not painted, however they did change the material that they use in the legs for the figure so that it's supposed to help overall stability over a long period of time and prevent them from warping. So they've taken all of these Spinosaurus figures that you see here and they've left them out for 1 week to try to see how they do and see if they bow or anything like that. So it is really cool that they are taking these preventive measures to make sure that there is no warping with their figures in the near future. We also have this image of the upcoming Nanmu Mosasaurus, which is officially received its name and it will be called the Abyss Lord. No other information has surfaced so far about them, but you can see from this image that it looks really cool, kind of a teaser of the painted version, and I can't wait to see what it looks like when it is actually revealed. Also, a really quick reminder for anybody that may not remember, today officially starts the Beasts of the Mesozoic Ceratopsian Kickstarter. So if you are interested in pre-ordering some of those ceratopsians that I've been teasing over the past few months, make sure you check the description, head over to the Creative Beast Studio Facebook page or their website and find that Kickstarter today. I also wanted to let you guys know that as far as the John Hammond figure from Mattel goes, since we all thought that it was going to be that limited run leftover on Entertainment Earth and then it was going to be gone, well, they are actually selling it at Universal Studios Orlando. So if you are near there, you actually have an opportunity to still pick that up, because as of right now it is there for $45. Of course, it's extremely overpriced in comparison to what it probably should be, but I guess it's not really too much more than what we had to pay on Entertainment Earth, but it is there currently if you are near the area and don't have it quite yet. So now we go on about the new Mattel reveals. As you can see here, the very first one is a Pachycephalosaurus. We knew we were going to be getting another Savage Strike Pachycephalosaurus, and it does look pretty cool. It's pretty much just the same figure repackaged again, but with a new paint scheme. The paint scheme looks alright. It's nothing I'm a huge fan of, but I definitely think it's nice to see a little bit of a brighter green and stuff on the Pachy, because a lot of them have been fairly dull colorations. So this one looks okay. I'll be definitely picking it up when it comes out. Here is a green Velociraptor. I'm not entirely sure if this is supposed to be Charlie or what exactly, but it does look pretty nice. Again, it's just that same blue figure, the Savage Strike blue that we had received recently, but now repackaged and repainted as a green raptor. Then we have what I would assume is probably the Sauropelta, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think that reddish coloration that is on the top could look nice, but I really hope the final version is more of a darker red as opposed to this brighter red, because I feel like the brighter red is a bit unrealistic, but otherwise it looks pretty cool. I think I'll have to see the entire sculpt a little better to actually tell just how much I like this one. Then we've got one that I was really looking forward to, and it is the Postosuchus. It has a very Walking with Dinosaurs style look to it, which I do really quite love. I'm not a huge fan of the paint scheme. Again, I think that blue is just a bit too bright, and hopefully it'll be darkened with the final release. However, I am extremely looking forward to this one, if anything just to get it to repaint, but it really does look quite nice as far as the sculpt goes. We also have another new image of the Tarbosaurus, and it does look really cool still from this angle as well. I can definitely tell from this angle that it's got a very nice looking textured tongue, which is a plus, and overall is a very appealing figure in my eyes. Not so many people agree, but I definitely really like it. We've also got the Sarcosuchus, which does look pretty cool. I also quite like the paint application on this one. It's definitely a pretty cool and fairly natural looking paint scheme. This is one of my most highly anticipated figures, I think, as far as the entire line goes, because it's such a very cool obscure species we don't get too many figures of, so Mattel making one is definitely awesome. We also have a new Triceratops coming out, and at this point I'm kind of over the Triceratops craze. I think we've just had so many at this point that it's starting to get just a little bit too much, but this one does look cool. It's got a fairly nice, really quite realistic looking paint scheme, but again, we've just had so many that I can't really get too excited about Triceratops figures anymore. Then we've got images here of the upcoming Carnotaurus, and this one looks really nice. I cannot wait to get a hold of this figure. I think the paint scheme definitely looks much better than the original one, much closer to what you saw in the film, so this is again one of my really highly anticipated figures, of course being a Carnotaurus, but it looks really beautiful. Then we've got some new battle damage. I think the battle damage Stygimoloch there is probably the same one that we had previously, but I could be wrong. I don't really notice anything different with it. We've also got a new battle damage Raptor, a grayish version, which looks pretty nice as well. Then we've got this guy, and I don't know who this is or what this is supposed to be. I really love the paint scheme on it, and the sculpt overall looks really nice as well, but I honestly don't know what species it's supposed to be. And with Mattel, sometimes it's a little hard to tell exactly what it is in fact supposed to be, but I guess your guess is as good as mine, and we'll just have to wait and see when the name is officially unveiled, but it really does look beautiful. Then we've got another battle damage Triceratops, which is the first one that we've had since the green one that we initially had, and I think the paint scheme on this one is actually really nice, but again, we've just had so many Triceratops figures that I'm not really too excited about it, but I do quite like the paint scheme and would have preferred that paint scheme on some of the older Triceratops figures that we had previously. Then we have the Edmontosaurus, and look at this thing. This is an absolute beauty. I love the appearance of this, and I definitely quite like the paint application as well. Very cool looking. Love the yellow up there on the crest and everything. Definitely a beautiful figure, and this is another of my most highly anticipated ones. Then it appears as though we've got the Herrerasaurus repacked again, and I think the Protoceratops there looks the same as the one that we had previously. If not, it's a slightly different shade. I don't really recall, as it's been a little while since I've actually seen mine, but I think it was that same style of coloration. Then we've got a new Rhamphorhynchus, which does look really nice. I definitely quite like the paint scheme on this one as well, quite a bit more than the original release. We've got a new reddish Minmi, which looks pretty good. It's nothing special, but it's nice to at least have another one of those. We've got a new Dracorex, which really looks beautiful. For some reason, those Dracorex figures always get incredible paint jobs, and I am a huge fan of this one already. Then we have this guy here, and I'm not quite sure who this is supposed to be or what kind of species this is supposed to be, but again, it looks pretty nice. It's got a pretty nice looking paint scheme, and the detail and sculpt looks good on this one as well. So I guess time will tell as to what species this is. And then we've got this one, and again, the species name hasn't actually been announced, so we don't know for sure which species they are going for with this. So it's another one of those time will tell type dinosaurs. I don't really know for sure, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see when Mattel finally tells us what it is exactly, but it does look really nice. Beautiful sculpt, beautiful paint job to go with quite a few others that I really like from this wave of figures so far. Then we also have a new Pteranodon, and honestly, this is probably my favorite Pteranodon out of any of them that we've had so far. That brown and green looks so nice together, and this looks to be super flashy. I know we've had about 1 million Pteranodon figures already, but this is probably going to be my favorite, and I do really want to get a hold of this one. And then the final one is the Cryolophosaurus, so I'm super excited about this guy as well. He looks incredible. It's odd though that when we see it in the box it looks more yellow, but then when we see the other image it looks a little more orange, but regardless, I think that the sculpt and detail on this one looks fantastic. The paint job also looks quite nice. I'd prefer it in the orange coloration over the yellow, so I'm really hoping that the orange is the actual coloration that it is. But again, it looks really nice. I'm not quite sure what's up with the back though. It kind of looks like maybe it has a slight sail, but it does still look really cool. So as of right now, that is all of the new Mattel that has been revealed. I am excited about a ton of them, not so excited about a few, but regardless, I am excited in general for the Jurassic World line of 2020. So when more news comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way, but until then, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified of any future videos, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.